Ever sat in your car at 11 p.m., engine off, lights off, and you just stared at the steering wheel thinking, how did I get here? Not physically, but emotionally. Like somewhere along the way, you lost the version of yourself you thought you'd become by now. Turning 30 isn't just another birthday, it's the moment you realize the life you imagined and the life you're living don't always match. Everyone thinks men fall apart at 18, but nobody talks about the breakdown that hits around 30. It's the quiet kind, the kind that shows up when you're doing everything right but still feel completely disconnected. You wake up tired, you work, you come home, you scroll, you sleep, and somehow you feel like you're moving but not going anywhere. You look around and think, everyone else seems to be figuring it out. Why do I feel like I'm behind? And of course, you never say that out loud. Let me tell you about someone. Let's call him John. John did everything society asked him to do, got a stable job, paid his bills, tried his best to be a man, but inside he was exhausted. He'd sit at work staring at emails he didn't even have the energy to answer. He'd laugh with friends even when he felt numb. He'd go home and spend hours lying on the couch because the thought of doing anything else felt heavy. But here's the part he never told anyone. He didn't hate his life, he just didn't recognize it anymore. At 30, it's like your childhood dreams collide head on with adult reality, and there's a quiet grief nobody warns you about. One night, John was brushing his teeth and suddenly felt this wave of panic. Not the dramatic kind, the silent kind, the one that whispers, is this it? Is this who I'm becoming? He felt guilty for being unhappy, ashamed for feeling lost, embarrassed to admit that he, a grown man, had no idea what he was doing. He kept thinking about all the decisions he didn't make, the risks he avoided, the parts of himself he abandoned just to keep life stable. And the truth hit him. He wasn't breaking down, he was breaking open. His shift didn't come from a motivational video or a sudden revelation. It came from something small. He wrote a sentence in his journal, I don't want to live on autopilot anymore. That was it. Just one line. But it cracked something open. He started noticing the tiny moments where he could choose differently, go for a walk instead of scrolling, say no without feeling guilty, actually rest instead of collapsing. Nothing changed overnight, but something inside him began to wake up. John didn't fix his life. He learned how to live in it again. He took short walks after work just to hear his own thoughts. He started journaling, not to be productive, but to be honest. He rebuilt his boundaries. He stopped apologizing for not being available all the time. He reconnected with small things that made him feel human, music he loved, people who didn't drain him, quiet nights where he actually breathed instead of bracing for the next day. Slowly, he realized he wasn't failing. He was healing parts of himself he ignored for years. Turning 30 doesn't mean your life is falling apart. It means the life you pretended to want is finally cracking. You're not lazy. You're not lost. You're not behind. You're just carrying too much alone. And your mind is begging you to put some of it down. Maybe your life is not collapsing. Maybe it's realigning. If this message hit close to home, just know you're not the only one going through this shift. If you feel like it, subscribe to the channel. No pressure, just a quiet place to return to when life gets heavy. And if you want, share your story in the comments. Even one sentence might help another man feel less alone. You're not broken, you're becoming one small shift at a time.